83. Various shapes and movements. Crumb.
The girl stood up and brushed the crumbs of bread from her sweater.
Shrink.
If you wash the shirt in hot water, it may shrink.
Concise.
Please hand in a clear and concise summary.
Convey.
His lecture conveyed the lesson that honesty is the best policy.
Summary.
At the end of the news show, the announcer provides a summary.
Drag.
She dragged the boxes into the house.
Wheel.
The driver stepped on the brake, and the front and rear wheels slid on the frozen snow. She sat behind the wheel while her children played in the back seat.
Veil.
The bride lifted the veil with both hands. The details about his early life are veiled in secrecy.
Unveil.
The company has unveiled its plan to develop a supercomputer. The president himself unveiled the statue commemorating the unknown soldiers.
Steer.
The captain steered the ship clear of the rock.
Falcon.
Falcons, the fastest moving creatures on the earth, dive at a speed of 320 kilometers per hour.
Swoop.
The falcon swooped down and snatched a bird.
Snatch.
A boy snatched her purse at the airport and ran away.
Slide.
Traditional Korean houses have many sliding doors. The price of gold in the international market slid 10% last year.
Symmetry.
She emphasized the symmetry of the design.
Asymmetry.
Every human has asymmetry in the body.
Spin.
He spun the steering wheel and turned the car around. The dancers did a double spin and jumped at the end of the song.
Tilt.
Earth is tilted at about 23.5 degrees, which causes the seasonal changes. He hung up the frame in a slight tilt.
Speck.
She saw specks of dust in the beam of sunlight.
Puncture.
She was driving to work when one of her tires had a puncture. The needle left a small pin-sized puncture on her skin. Broken glass punctured the tires, causing the car to slam against a wall.
Slam.
She slammed the car door shut. The car slammed against a concrete wall, killing the driver.
Smash.
The angry mob smashed the windows and robbed the shops. White waves smashed against the rocks.
Fragment.
The archaeologist dug up fragments of a broken vase from the tomb. The mirror fragmented into pieces when it fell on the floor.
Wreck.
The knee injury wrecked his career as a basketball player. The ship hit a rock and was wrecked off the scenic peninsula. The driver was badly injured when he was pulled out of the wreck.
Fracture.
She fractured her left arm while skiing in the Austrian Alps. It takes immense pressure to cause the layers of rock to fracture. He slipped in the bathroom and got a fracture in his ribs.
Sever.
The ropes of the bridge were severed by the strong wind. The country threatened to sever diplomatic relations.
Crack.
The glacier cracked and an enormous piece of ice fell into the sea. The boy was so hungry that he cracked the walnuts with a stone. The thunder cracked in the night sky, making a tearing sound above our heads. There was a small crack on the glass. Please bring me another one.
Fraction.
She hesitated for a fraction of a second, then dived into the dark water. After the kid did his fractions, he handed in the paper to his teacher.
Reassemble.
The engineers took apart the spaceship and reassembled it later.
Assemble.
A lot of people assembled to congratulate her on her birthday. The parts of cars are produced in various plants but assembled in Busan.
Painstakingly.
The researchers painstakingly pieced the broken vase together.
Grind.
She ground pepper and sprinkled it on the meat.
Snap.
The gale snapped branches of trees and power lines. He snapped his fingers to the rhythm. He closed his briefcase with a snap. She took snaps of children playing at the beach.
Shatter.
The explosion shattered windows, covering the street with fragments of glass.
Crumble.
The dried leaves crumbled under her feet.
Collapse.
The Roman Empire collapsed as the barbarians invaded from the north. The collapse of the Roman Empire brought the Dark Age.
Pepper.
The food was too hot. The cook must have put too much pepper in it.
Congratulate.
A lot of people gathered and congratulated him on his success.
Congratulation.
Congratulations, you have won the first prize.
Vase.
She put a bundle of flowers into the vase. Words in context. The old man shook off the crumbs of bread from his shirt that had shrunk from years of washing. He was the only one in the village who knew how to hunt with a falcon. The villagers asked him to give them a concise summary of the hunting technique. He went out and dragged in a box on wheels. It was covered with a veil. He unveiled it and took out a wooden model of a falcon. He steered it and showed how a falcon swooped down and snatched its prey. When a falcon slid straight in the air, it kept its wings in symmetry. But when it spun in the air, it tilted its wings asymmetrically. While talking with them, he saw specks of dust in the beam of sunlight. Outside on the street, a woman was driving a car when one of the tires punctured. She lost control and the car slammed into a tree. Firefighters had to smash the windows and sever some fragments of the wrecked car to rescue her. She fractured her legs and cracked a bone in her arm. The mechanics reassembled the pieces of the wrecked car painstakingly. They had to remake the missing pieces by grinding metals. A group of reporters assembled at the repair shop to take snapshots of the car. One of them dropped the camera, which snapped and shattered into pieces. When he stepped on a piece, it crumbled under his foot.